Hi everyone. I want to spend the next few minutes talking about pressure sores. I've had several of them during the past 6 years or so. They come partly from prolonged periods of sitting, and then they also come from moisture breaking down the skin. I've just had another one form overnight. So I just want to spend a few minutes on this topic. There's a few key points that I want to suggest to you. The first is that there's always free advice available from a pharmacist. So what I mean is if you can't afford or an occupational therapist isn't covered for you, you could always ask a pharmacist for advice on what would work in terms of a cushion, or you could bring in photographs of a cushion or your chair at your home and ask the pharmacist for advice on how to make this work the best that's possible for you. What was done for me in terms of a cushion is called a Rojo cushion. This is the picture of the inside of one. It's air-filled and it's very comfortable. In terms of the wheelchair, it's meant to help absorb the vibrations of going down the street. Driving on a sidewalk with a wheelchair is like riding on train tracks. So this helps absorb the vibration and it helps prevent the skin from breaking down. There's also the option of going to a home health care type store or a mobility store where wheelchairs and scooters are sold. A staff member there could help you work through what would be helpful for a cushion. It's another spot where you're not going to have to pay for medical advice if you don't have the coverage for it. I also want to suggest that you plan to bring a cushion with you to, for example, a church service or a coffee shop or any other outings that you want to do, so that it's helping you not have these build up in your person or in your body. You know, when friends take me out, I have a manual wheelchair and they've been good to push me to wherever I need to go. So having a cushion separate is important. Sometimes it's more comfortable to sit in a normal chair, so having that extra cushion there is important. I've used what women typically use after giving birth, or some women use after giving birth, an air-filled O-type ring. It's been really helpful to avoid putting additional pressure on a sore once it's formed. This was one of the suggestions a nurse gave to me when I had my last sore. In terms of getting a look at what's going on with your body, I've set my webcam to a burst mode and have taken maybe 10 pictures so that I would get a look at where they are and how they're doing on my bum, so that I can figure out the help that I need to get. The doctors and the nurses that have helped me with the pressure sores have been quite gracious and haven't been making fun of or humiliating me in terms of pressure sores on my bum. I also sometimes get them in my groin, between the inner thigh and my scrotum. I sometimes will sleep with a Kleenex in there, especially if I'm really sweaty, to help discourage another pressure sore from forming. Treatment wise, sometimes they've turned into yeast infections, and so I've used, well, women use for yeast infections, and it does work. There's a number of topical creams that are available. My family doctor found one that's really helpful for what I normally experience. It's called Fusidin. It's the 2% Fusidin cream that I use when this happens. It does take a lot of commitment to get it under control and then get it healed again. You still have to put on the Fusidin cream after the skin heals to prevent it from immediately recurring, just so any bacteria that's remaining gets resolved. We've had to do swabs before to try to figure out what's going on. So that's basically taking an oversized Q-tip, rubbing it on where the area that's infected, and then off to a lab it goes to help diagnose what's going on with me. What I've found is as long as you take care of them, they may occur, but it can be managed. So when it happens now, it's not something I worry about. It's just I've already got a plan. I've talked to my doctor about what to do, and I have repeats on file at my pharmacy for the cream that I use, the topical cream, and then I just go into that routine. I do want to emphasize to you, if you have one of these occur while you're staying with friends or on vacation, you need to be persistent in the treatment that your doctor's given you to follow through. Why I bring this up is when I was staying with some well-meaning friends, the wife wanted it to be treated as a yeast infection. Well, that wasn't what was wrong with my body, so it got significantly worse, even though she was meaning well to help me with the treatment. So you need to stick with what's agreed upon between you and your doctor, or you and a pharmacist. You know, there's been times where I've gone to see the pharmacist with a quick 1-minute question where a doctor's appointment's not warranted, but I'm just needing to get a little bit more information, and the pharmacists are good about it. You may have to wait 2 or 3 minutes for them to be available, but I have consistently found pharmacists willing to answer questions and try to be helpful. Okay, this is what I can share with you on the topic of pressure sores. I hope something in this video is helpful to you. Thank you for this time together today. Bye for now.